and gentlemen, welcome back. It's been a little over 24 hours that American and Israeli airstrikes took out Ayatollah Khamenei, the supreme leader of the Islamic Republic of Iran. He's not the only one gone. Just take a look at these pictures. Major General Mohammad Pakpor, he was the IRGC chief, which is the Revolutionary Guard chief. He has been eliminated as well. His successor was named this morning. Let's see how long he survives. Of course, the biggest one of them all, Ayatollah Khamenei, the supreme commander, has been ruling Iran with an iron fist, an iron hand for the last 36 years or so. He has been eliminated. There were airstrikes, precision airstrikes and drone strikes in the compound in Tehran where he was staying. He emerges, apparently he emerges from where he is hiding in the morning after a calm night, and that is when the Americans strike. The person who has also been eliminated is Ali Shakmani, who is the Defense Council Secretary. Right now, at this point of time, the Iranians have just announced that there will be a 3-member team that will be in charge of Iran in this transition period. Ayatollah's successor will be named eventually. There's a 40-day mourning period. Will it happen before that? Will it happen after that? We do not know. We do understand that a plan is in place, that a 80-member cleric council is the one who is in charge of choosing his successor, but that could take time. In the meantime, there are 3 people who have been put in charge. It's the president of Iran, it's the chief officer of their judiciary, and another 3rd person who've been put in charge of Iran in this transition period. Meanwhile, Donald Trump, we are hearing from him as well. He has issued a fresh warning to Iran after Iran vowed a very brutal response. This is the warning coming in. He says, if you think of retaliating, this is the warning coming in, if you think of retaliating, we will hit them with never seen before force. Can I just quickly read out what he said? Iran just said, and Iran did say, that they are going to hit very hard today, harder than they have ever hit before. They better not do that, is the warning coming from Donald Trump. He's saying, however, because if they do, we will hit them with a force that has never been seen before. And then he, of course, ends it with, thank you for your attention to the matter. Shinja, I do have a question for you, but there is more coming in because we have warnings and counter warnings coming in. Iran, on the other hand, has warned Israel and the United States of America. Let's put that out as well. The Iranian parliament speaker is warning Trump and Netanyahu, the 2 men in charge of the offensive against Iran as we speak. Iran's parliamentary speaker has said, we will strike such powerful blows to you that you yourselves will beg, you will see. The government had prepared for the death of Khamenei, so they have a roadmap at hand. Meanwhile, Israel has denied this, or at least our Israeli guest has denied this. I will go to him with the question once again, but Israel's General Staff building has come under attack. This is a claim that the Iranians have made, but the Iranians have made claims that are far more severe. They are saying that actually US assets at sea have been struck, and there are people, US serving soldiers who have been killed as well. Dr. Ganta, is there a confirmation you can give to us? The Iranians are claiming not just have they targeted your bases in the Middle East, they have even targeted your shipping vessels, the US Navy, etc., in the Indian Ocean region, and that people have been killed. Is there a confirmation that you can give us?
You know, I don't have access to that. I obviously still have my clearances, but I don't have access to that. Nevertheless, if you can't protect your supreme commander, what is really going on with your administration? And I think you smartly put out, it's not a matter of are they going to have a leadership of 3 individuals. It's a matter of how long those 3 individuals will be able to stay alive. So this is not a good situation for Iran. Obviously, it's still an evolving and dangerous situation. But militarily, they are not showing much strength. They're showing a certain degree of desperation. Their attacks are targeting civilian populations. But we would expect no less from the #1 state sponsor of terror.
Oh, okay. Just stay on with us. Ashok Sajjanar is a former diplomat. He's joining us on the broadcast as well. Mr. Sajjanar, thank you very much for being with us. Before I come to you, there is more breaking news coming in. Iran is saying that new explosions have been heard in Tehran, which means the Israeli and American strikes continue, and it has been over 6 hours, Srinjoy, so that's quite some lasting power, as it were. Iranian media is saying that new explosions have been heard across Tehran. So the strikes and counter-strikes continue, and these are confirmations, official confirmations that are coming to us from both sides. You know, as Ashok Sajjanar, as we see these strikes continue, they've continued for 6 hours. The question is how long? Srinjoy thinks it's going to be a month. My own sense is it could last 2 weeks before some diplomatic solution is sought. But at this point of time, is a diplomatic solution even possible? And could India play a role, or should it simply keep its hands off a conflict that it has very little to do with?
Yeah, thank you very much, Shreya. You've asked a large number of questions, so let me try to, respond to a few of them. Number one, your question is how long is it going to last? Of course, meaning it's very, very uncertain in terms of the duration, but I think the first segment is, in my view, going to last for another few days, 3-4 days or so, and after that, both the United States and Israel, they are going to take a pause. They are going to assess as to what is the damage that has been done, what is still the remaining capability of Iran to strike back, and then, take any further course of action. And any further course of action, in my view, in that case, will depend upon what the assessment is. The second, in terms of, the claims that are being made by Iran, that it has struck whatever in Israel, or it has struck assets, U.S. assets at sea or something. Of course, we will need to have confirmation. But if Iran had that sort of capability, what comes to my mind is, and if it was able to wreak that much of havoc and damage as far as U.S. and Israeli assets are concerned, what comes to my mind is that it would not have gone down to hitting populated, civilian populated areas in Dubai, in Bahrain, in some of the other places, in Kuwait, in some of the other places in the Gulf, because this is truly an act of desperation. This is not something that Iran had announced. Iran had said that if we are hit, the U.S. assets in the region will also become targets. And the United States had taken action against it. But now we see over the last few hours that it is also, Iran is also hitting out at whatever, the civilian population and hotels and other places.
Yeah, that is very clear. Iran is not stopping. They are not just stopping at hitting military installations. They are hitting civilian areas as well. It's an all or nothing sort of mind frame that they seem to be operating from. Give me a moment here, because we are hearing both from Indigo and SpiceJet. Indigo, on its part, has extended its Middle East fight suspension. Obviously, given the fact that the airspace situation is not very conducive to civilian flights, this will be in place till March 2nd, which means all Indigo flights in the region have been halted till March 2nd. This in keeping in view, of course, passenger safety. SpiceJet similarly sending out an important update. They are saying all flights to and from the UAE remain cancelled. Etihad, in fact, has suspended its flights as well. All Abu Dhabi flights remain cancelled. So, Akansha, it is air traffic across the world that has now been disrupted because of the escalation that we are seeing in the Middle East.
Absolutely. And remember, earlier today, Ministry of Civil Aviation had said that today more than 400 flights would be cancelled, and now that appears to be the case. Let me take you through the advisory. As far as SpiceJet is concerned, they have put out this important update. All flights to and from UAE remain cancelled on 2nd March, and this is the list of the flights that they have put out. Mumbai to Dubai, Delhi to Dubai, all of these flights have been cancelled. Let me take you through what Etihad has put out on social media. They've said regional airspace disruption, operational update, regional airspace closure continue to impact the operation of all the flights to and from Abu Dhabi are suspended, and they have advised passengers to check their flight status before arriving at the airport. So they are saying we're currently experiencing a high volume of calls and appreciation state your patience. So that's the advisory that has been put up by Indigo. They said that we continue to observe developments across parts of Middle East and surrounding regions with utmost attentiveness. We understand that this period may feel uncertain, and we want to reassure you that every decision is being taken with care. In the view of the prevailing situation, the temporary suspension of the select international flights that use Middle East airspace has been extended until 2nd of March, that is tomorrow. Please refer to this list of the cancelled flight that they have also put out. This extension is a precautionary measure to ensure that we uphold the highest standard of the safety for the passenger. So this is as far as the airlines are concerned. They have extended the suspension of the flights till tomorrow, that is 2nd of March. As far as SpiceJet is also concerned, they are saying that all flights to and from UAE, they remain cancelled.
Okay, Akansha, thank you very much for joining us. Also introducing our guest this morning, Lieutenant General Dhillon continues to be with us. General Atta Hasnain joining us on the broadcast as well. General Hasnain, thank you very much. I have Ashok Sajjanar, who we just spoke to, former diplomat with us. Former MP at the Knesset, Einath Wilf, is joining us on the broadcast. Major General Sanjay Meston joining us on the broadcast as well. Einath, can I start by asking you what the general sentiment is in Israel as we speak? We knew this was coming. Everyone who lives in the Middle East knew this was coming. But what's the general sentiment against the strikes that have taken out Ayatollah Khamenei?
There is no sentiment against the strikes. In general, where the sentiment is supportive. But it is only supportive insofar as the people of Iran will rise up to take their country. The spirit in Israel is one of solidarity with the people of Iran. You see it in people's posts. I mean, it was a day of going back and forth to the safe rooms. One of your guests mentioned correctly that Iran is acting in acts of desperation. They don't have the capabilities they had before, so they've gone to use a method of just sending a few rockets, but continuously through the day. The Israel home front, I must say, is much better prepared this time. So by and large, most rockets are being they don't arrive to the population, and people are generally safe, and people are also keeping to the home front commands. But Israelis view it as necessary and justified if indeed this will bring freedom to the people of Iran after 47 years of a very oppressive rule. So for Israelis, it's less about the strikes and more about whether this will open the space for the people of Iran to finally free their country.
General Hasnain, just come into this conversation. Are you seeing any signs of that happening? Because there is already a temporary council that has been put in charge of Iran. So that is something that is already out there in the public domain. The Iranians are also telling us we were ready for this. We have a succession plan ready. Do you see this freedom for the people of Iran coming anytime soon?
Shreya, thank you very much, first of all, for inviting me for your program. And I've been watching and listening to the discussions, very, very interesting assessments from everywhere. No, I don't think there is an immediate change taking place. But let me give you my broad assessment. First of all, highly impressed with the manner in which intelligence penetration has taken place. The Israeli-US combined in the manner in which they've used technologies, got very deep into the Iranian system and have been able to decapitate the leadership to a great extent. But I think Iran has still got a lot of things going. The IRGC is there very much, and although the IRGC's capabilities over the last 6-7 years, we have been seeing have eroded over a period of time. They have not been able to secure most of their hierarchies over a period of time. This is the second and the third rung of the hierarchy, which has come up into power in different phases of the last 7 years. Having said that, I think the United States and Israel at this time will not hold back. They will want to go in and carry out whatever they have started and hope to be able to finish it. But it may take a little time.
And I think levels of desperation are rising in Iran, and the manner in which they are targeting various kinds of targets, you just spoke about the civilian targets, etc. This is almost self-defeating.
General, just give me a moment here. Just take a look at these pictures that are now coming to us from neighboring Pakistan. It seems, and there are pictures now available as well, that are showing us that mobs have entered the U.S. consulate in Karachi. A strange turn of events there, Srinjoy. What else does one say to these pictures coming in?
Well, with Pakistan, what can you say in any case? But the important point to consider is the fact that the Pakistani administration, the Pakistani security services should have provided enough security to the consulate in Karachi. Why didn't the Pakistani security authorities ensure that there were enough policemen, enough security men anywhere near the American consulate? I mean, that is the absolute minimum you would expect from a Pakistani government. That look here, this is the U.S. Embassy in Islamabad. This is the U.S. Embassy in Karachi. They have just attacked Iran, a neighboring country. Therefore, perhaps it is important to, in any case, have security for American diplomatic missions. And also, under the circumstances, the fact that America is at war, and there's no other word apart from war. If America is at war, perhaps it was even more important for Pakistan, the Pakistani government, the Pakistani foreign ministry, to ensure that there was adequate security around the American embassy in Islamabad and the American consulate in Karachi. Now, where are these security men? How is it that a mob was allowed to enter a U.S. consulate?
Major General,
that speaks very poorly of Pakistan's security. One, did they neglect to do it? And two, why did they neglect to do it? Was it deliberately done? Was it oversight? These are things that the Americans should ask Pakistan.
General Meston, could it be deliberate? Given the relationship between America and the United States of between Pakistan and the United States of America, they seem to be best friends these days.
See, if there is any kind of casualty or problems happening in this U.S. consulate in Karachi, if something happens, God forbid, then let me tell you, President Trump is not going to forgive Asim Munir. There is no doubt, because it is his responsibility to protect U.S. embassies and U.S. citizens. And since he supposedly is the topmost general in the eyes of the President Trump, I have no doubt that President Trump will have to also give him a kick, because at this juncture, Americans and President Trump cannot afford any loss of lives of the United States, especially in countries like Pakistan. So therefore, it is imperative on Pakistan to protect them. Now, we are not aware about the fallouts, what has happened in this consulate. And I'm quite surprised, and I agree with Shanjoy, that it was a responsibility. They would have presumed today, even in India, protests are happening.
Correct.
But I'm quite sure that we have visualized it, and we would have given adequate protection to all the embassies, especially of the US and Israelis, and even of some Western countries.
Okay, give me a moment here. This is big news coming in. Ladies and gentlemen, this is big news coming in. Iran's media now confirming that its chief of staff has been eliminated, that its top military commander has been killed in strikes. The chief of staff, Mousavi, has been eliminated, is a confirmation that is now coming into us. What a day this is turning out to be, ladies and gentlemen. What a late day this is turning out to be. General Hasnan, would you want to come in here?
Thank you, yes. What I was assessing at that time, and obviously things have gone beyond then, the army chief himself being eliminated. What we are seeing is a demonstration of high technology, the ability of both these forces, the UN and the US and the Israel, to be able to penetrate into any system. We saw this in Venezuela last, and now we are seeing this in Iran, although the broad assessment of most of us at that time was that Iran is not Venezuela, but it is almost proving it in a different way that Iran is almost very similar to Venezuela in the manner in which the top hierarchy is being eliminated. Now, whether a remaining element, the rump leadership element, will respond or just capitulate at this time is a million-dollar question. There could be a last, sort of a attempt to try and continue with this kind of a thing at this moment. I don't think it may happen because I think it's becoming the message is going out very clearly that the US and the Israelis have the capability of hunting out the leadership anywhere and eliminating them. But still, there will be some desperate attempts which will happen, and that will continue over the next 48 hours or so. If the run of things is the manner in which it has gone on since yesterday, I would say this war should probably be completed in the next 48 hours. And you will probably find some kind of a regime change taking place.
Okay.
But a confirmation of that will probably come our way probably in the next 24 hours when we see what is the nature of response that Iran is actually bringing about.
Okay, this is big news coming in. You have another of Iran's top military leaders who has been eliminated. First came news that Ayatollah Khamenei has been killed in American and Israeli airstrikes. Now we are learning that Abdul Rahim Mousavi, who was the chief of staff of the Iranian armed forces, has been killed as well. It's interesting that he had assumed the position following the assassination of his predecessor who had died during the June 2025 Israeli strikes on Iran. This is big news and this is big developments that are coming in.
Is this human? Is it tech-int? We don't know. But regardless of that, the fact that the Americans and the Israelis have been able to do this so easily is something that should worry Iran. I mean, now, of course, it's beyond being worried. But you target your supreme leader, you target the army chief. I mean, this shows serious intelligence penetration. Now, how it's done, we don't know.
Okay, it's not just him. Shinjoy, give me a minute. Give me a minute. It seems that the Americans and the Israelis are playing by a plan because we've just again heard from the Israeli media. They're telling us it's not just Lieutenant General Abdul Rahim Mousavi, who is the Chief of General Staff of the Armed Forces, who has been killed. Also Major General Aziz Nazaredda, who is the Minister of Defense of the Republic of Iran, has also been martyred. General Hassan, would you come in here? Because by the end of the day, it seems that the entire top leadership, at least the military leadership...
Is there anyone left?
Is there anyone left? And they couldn't protect their supreme leader. It seems they can't even protect themselves. General Hassan. Yes, and Dr. Sajjanar, you can come in after that. Go ahead.
The issue is that, is there an alternative leadership waiting in the wings immediately? You see, what we definitely would not want to have to see, and I'm sure the United States and Israel would not want to see, is a deterioration of the situation into chaos. Because that is the kind of chaos we saw in Iraq also at one stage, if you remember. And chaos is the kind of situation in which all kinds of elements enter. I mean, if you remember, the birth of the Islamic State in Iraq was as a result of all that chaos. Now, I'm sure no one wants that kind of a situation to come about. Now you should be looking at a potentially more stable kind of a succession which can take place. But we are not aware of anyone waiting in the wings at this moment. I hope that someone in the hierarchy can step forward, take charge, and perhaps surrender, because that may be the better option at this stage.
Well, that option was given to the Revolutionary Guard, and they have clearly rejected that. So the big news, the big piece of information breaking at 12:23 is this, ladies and gentlemen. Two top commanders of Iran's military have been eliminated in American and Israeli airstrikes. The chief of staff of the Iranian army has been killed. So has the defense minister. As Shinjoy just pointed out, is there anyone even left? And as we speak, there are Iranian UAVs that have been intercepted in Kuwait. There are moments of the interception that have now been captured on camera. Maybe we can put that out for our viewers as well. So those exact moments of the interception of an Iranian UAV in Kuwait have been caught on camera. Also, ladies and gentlemen, this is turning out to be worrying. There are fresh explosions that have been heard in Dubai as well. We've already seen that Dubai's airport has come under a drone strike, a missile strike. We have seen Dubai's most iconic hotel come under a missile/drone strike as well. So there have been multiple explosions heard in Dubai, and now residents are reporting that there have been fresh explosions. So what you're seeing on your screens right now are pictures that have come to us from Kuwait, where Iranian UAVs have been intercepted. Those exact moments on our screens as we speak. But the more worrying news for us at this point of time is that Dubai continues to be a major target of the Iranians. How long will this last is a question. Almost all our guests seem to agree that this is going to stretch out for a bit. It's been more than 24 hours, and we can expect this to last for at least a week. Is diplomacy the solution? We do not know, but we know that today news has come in of almost the entire top military leadership of Iran being eliminated. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll leave it there for the moment. Thank you very much for joining us. I'm slipping into a break. Our coverage of what is happening in the Middle East continues. Do stay with us.